back, relax, and maybe get yourself a snack. Me and you gonna have a little chat about books. Hey guys! So I am here today to do a very quick mini book haul because since my last massive book haul I have gained a couple more books. It happens. And I am very excited to share them with you, so let's just dive straight on in. The first book I have to show you is actually one that came with lots of little bits of swag, so I'll show you those first. The first thing is these bookmarks, which are the magnetic kind. I really enjoy the magnetic kind of bookmarks. They don't damage your books, but they're really easy to kind of keep in place. They don't just fall out in your bag or something like that. And these are a weird assortment of bookmarks, but I'm definitely up for using them because I do find these are the sort I use the most when I'm using a bookmark. I also got a picture for this book, a bookmark which looks like this, and a postcard so you can see a little bit what the book is going to look like. And the book I'm talking about is this one. This one is by Caitlin Linager, or Linagu, I'm not quite sure how you say that name, and it's called Lost Frequencies. It's the first one in the Soul Prophecies series, I believe. This book was one where the publisher just contacted me out the blue and said would I like to review it, and I loved the cover and thought it sounded pretty interesting. It says, "You're being watched and all your pathways have already been seen." It's about a salvage hunt that takes place during a wasteland, and whilst they are salvaging this wasteland, they find a naked young woman inside of a metal contraption where no one has been for hundreds of years. So they take this woman and they're unsure what's happened to her. They try and unlock her memories, and they're trying to just discover kind of what events led to her being here. The people who find her believe she is the key to solving everything on this planet, which is dying. And I guess the story goes from there. So it's not a hugely long book, and it's definitely one that I like the sound of and think will be right up my street. So that's book number one. The next book I got was sent to me by HarperCollins, and this one is a proof. It's called So Lucky by Dawn O. Porter. It says, "I'm a mother, I have a carer, I've got the best friends, I love my body. Sometimes it looks like everyone is living their best life, except for you." Now, this one is quite an interesting book because actually I think it's a contemporary in style. I believe it's a story which kind of revolves around how things look like they could be perfect, but then if you peel back the layers, actually they are not perfect, and that everyone has their secrets and their problems and their issues. And I have to say I like the pink donut on the cover, although it is going to make me hungry every time I try and read this book. And the interesting thing about this is that Harper, who sent it to me, have actually put in different book tag prompts, as you can see, like questions and things that they want you to do when you get to certain pages. So I'm definitely intrigued to kind of see what this is about. So I might do another read with me kind of vlog style video when I get to this as well. And they also sent me a pink donut with the signature of the author on the back and another bookmark. So lots of bookmarks in this book haul. And I also forgot almost to say that I got a tote bag which has the donut on it, so very cool about that. Next up, I've been sent a sequel to a series that I've already started, and that is The True Bastards by Jonathan French. This one is the sequel to The Grey Bastards, which I read earlier this year and very much enjoyed. It's an orc story, so it revolves around orcs and half-orcs and their life, and they are kind of a band of fellows who are really quite unusual but pretty interesting to read about. I really enjoyed the first one. It was very well written, and I believe Jonathan French was actually an author who did very well in one of the SPFBOs. So he started out as a self-published author but now has been picked up by Orbit and is doing really well with traditional publishing as well. So I highly recommend this series to you guys, and I'm very pleased to see the next one out in print. I've also been sent a patch with this one. This is definitely the haul where I get all the random swag, but this is a pretty cool patch because it shows the Grey Bastards sigil, and it's all about live in the saddle, die on the hog, which is their motto. They have like these pig hog things that they ride on. It's a pretty cool series, and if you like sort of grimdarky stories with a lot of humour and dark humour, then I think you'd definitely enjoy this series. So very pleased to have the second one of these to read. Next up, I was gifted a book actually by one of my friends because we had a housewarming party quite a while ago, and I just haven't got round to actually showing you the book that I got as a housewarming present, but it's this one, Skulduggery Pleasant by Landy. This one is a well, I think it's a YA or a kids series that I've never actually tried out, but I do hear very good things about it from people who've read the series. They all seem to very much enjoy it. I don't know who Skulduggery is, whether he's a main character or not, but I know that we, in this book, are following Stephanie, who is a young girl whose uncle has just died. He used to write horror, and she tries to investigate a bit more after he dies about who he was and what he did, but she ends up befriending some sort of skeleton and wisecracking dead sorcerer, so sounds like it's going to be pretty interesting. And I do find middle grade is quite lighthearted and fun a lot of the time, so I'm definitely looking forward to something like that, and I'm very pleased to have this one. And finally, one slightly different from all the other books I've just shown you. This is a non-fiction, and it's this one. It is The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up the Japanese Art by Marie Kondo. Marie Kondo is a woman who has been featured on a Netflix series, which I think is also called something like The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying. I did watch about 3 of her episodes on Netflix, I think, and she has a very different way of tidying up your lifestyle. She kind of tells you about how to fold clothes and how to be grateful for what you have and how to fit things in small spaces and just generally how to be a generally tidier person. It's a very interesting style because it's quite different from how we view things in the West, and I found the TV show quite interesting, so I'm very intrigued to read her book as well. It's quite a chunky little book actually, and it's all about just decluttering. I don't think our house is too bad in terms of clutter. We don't have too much now that we're in a bigger house. When we're in the flat, it was definitely cluttered, but now I think we've organised things a lot better. I would say probably my most cluttered thing is what you guys see in every single one of my videos, which is my bookshelves, but I'm not going to declutter them, don't worry. I tend to unhaul books that I don't love, but I wouldn't say that's even decluttering. That's just like making space for the next books to come in. So yeah, definitely don't plan on doing too much uncluttering of books, but maybe it will help with other stuff in the house. And again, this one was a housewarming gift from one of our friends. So very happy to have this. That is everything for this miniature book haul. As I said, nice and short and sweet. I'd love to hear if you guys have read any of those I mentioned and what you've been reading recently. I will chat to you all very soon in the comments. Bye guys!
Thank you for watching my video today. Go pick up a book, then come back and chat with me again.